Hey guys, it's me again. So let's go and do a little bit of a review for this project. Initially, I am back into MakeCode. I create a new project. Let's call it timer. So that's going to be our very first example for a simple start-stop timer. Now, start-stop timer just means I push one button, I start to take the time, then I push another button and I stop taking the time, and then I can print that time to, let's use the serial console in this case. Okay, so in order to take the time, we need some sort of variable, right? So we need to make a variable, and let's just call this our start time. And if we have a start time, then maybe we also need a second variable. Let's call this stop time. Okay, so we have start time and we have stop time. Those are our two variables that we're going to utilize. Now, I just mentioned that we will utilize our button presses, so we need to get the blocks in here that handle our button presses. So let's do one for A and one for B. Now, when we are pressing button A, then we would like to set the variable in this case start time, right? That's when we start counting our time, to a value. And when we push button B, then we want to do the same with our variable stop time. Okay, so far hopefully so good. The question is, well, what kind of value are we using in this, right? So what is the value that we can use? And let's go and have a look at the couple different options that we have here, right? So here we have our general things. Here we have some input. There's a more button, right? Oh, look, the running time. So if we're thinking about taking a start and a stop time, then we can take the difference between the two running times, one captured when we push button A, and then the other one captured when we push button B. So when we click on button A, we're setting our start time to the current time that our little microbit has been running in milliseconds. It's pretty good for reaction time. Now, when the stop time comes around, well, how about we do the same, right? Thinking that in between these two, the running time will have continued, just like on our little diagram. And so now we will be able to have the difference between the two. All right, so how do we calculate the difference between two variables? Well, for that, we can lean on math. So let's go and grab ourselves some math. And as you can see, right, the shape here is different than what we can easily use. So for that, we need one more thing. So either we are coming up with another variable at this point, or we could repurpose our stop time, or we could immediately jump to the next step. So this is all, it's all great if we have our variable and they both contain a value, and we would be able here to calculate our difference, right? So stop time minus start time, that is the time that elapsed between us pushing A and B. But that's all on the microbit in milliseconds. So that little display might be a little challenged in order to print out these details. But let's have a look. If we go in and we say we would like our display to show a number, and that number now could be this difference. Now let's go and have a look at our simulator here to the left. Let me push A and then push B. Okay, so a couple of thousand milliseconds have passed. Now that's great, but maybe it would be better if we had that output actually available on our computer, right? That's why we installed the serial terminal as one example for interfacing with the computer. So let's go and click on Advanced, which will bring up a lot of additional functionality. For us, the one that is of interest is serial, where we very simply could say that we just want to write a number. And this number, and now I'm going to be a little lazy and use copy and paste. I just want to write this to the serial port. Now you will notice one of the things that happens when we are running this particular program is it's not perfect. So what will happen? Well, we can press button B again and again and again and again, and we will basically always get the same time elapsed. So maybe what we would also like to have is something like a reset button. Well, we could very simply do that if we are bringing in one more. And if you notice before, there is a push button A and B. So we could do a reset here if we wanted to. For now, I will leave you with this particular one in order to finish this and ultimately download it to your microbit, and you should be able to see how your microbit, once you download it, will work like a simple stopwatch.